Hey guys, so today's video I'm going to be doing a review on the new Sigma Dry and Shape Tower, and this is what the box looks like. Basically what this is a little tower that holds eye brushes and face brushes, and this is supposed to help dry and reshape them back to their original shape. So I purchased the one that holds 44 brushes, and what I want to do in this video is show you guys how you put this together, how do you use it, and I'm going to share my thoughts on this with you guys. So if you're interested, just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys what comes in the box. I wanted to show you guys this little pamphlet that comes in here. And this shows you the 3 different sizes that you can purchase. The first one here is the smallest. This one only holds eye brushes, and it holds 48 of them. The second one here is the one that I'm going to show you guys right now. It holds 44 brushes, and it holds eye brushes and face brushes. And then this big one holds up to 68 brushes. It holds 2 stacks of eye brushes and then 1 stack of face brushes, which I think this one is just a combination of these 2 put together. So just want to throw that out there. Those are the options that you can buy. Alright, now to show you guys what's in the box, probably gonna fast forward through this. Comes in 3 different pieces sliced in here. So this piece right here is your bottom piece. This is where the face brushes go, and then on this thing you can grab the little, pull out the little tubes. And the best thing about this is very easy to put together. So you take the bottom piece and you take the little tube and just twist it on here, and that's one. Then this is your second piece. Just go ahead and twirl that on here. Take your next piece, slide it in here and twist. And then the third piece is the small piece right here, and you can just go ahead and turn that on here. Alright, so number 1 pro, it's super easy to put together. Okay, so the tower holds 24 eye brushes and 20 face brushes down here in the lower section, and you insert the face brush through this little hoop here, and then you just snap the handle into this hook up here. So then the first thing I love about it is that it's very small, very compact. It doesn't take a lot of space in your vanity, and it looks really nice on display on your vanity when you have all the brushes on here. I just think it's really cute, and I think the packaging was put together very nicely. The second thing I love about it is that you put your brushes in upside down, which is the proper way to dry your brushes. You don't want to have your brushes drying like this because it causes the water to go into the handle where the glue is, and then that's how your brushes fall apart quickly. So the brushes go in face down, and you just simply just snap them on, and you just want them to hang like that. You don't want them crushed, just like I did just now, crushed like that. You don't want it to look like that, so you kind of just pull them up and make sure they hang properly. The other thing I love about it is that it really does shape your brushes very nicely. They look like new. I have 2 here that I can show you guys that I took out before I did this demo. This is my Sigma F88 brush. I don't know if you guys can tell how nicely tight that is, and it has its shape very nicely. And then I have my dual fiber F50 brush, and I don't know if you guys can tell, it's very nicely packed, and it almost looks brand new. So this thing definitely does an amazing job reshaping the brushes. Another thing that's nice about it is that it alternates in sizes going around this area right here. All the hooks are different sizes. Some of them are a little bigger than others, you know, to fit smaller brushes or to fit, you know, regular handle sizes. So I really like that about it. It does the same down here for the face brushes. Some of them are smaller than others. As you can see here, this one's bigger than this one. And then the hoops are, you know, match the size. So if you have like the small hook right here, you have a smaller hoop down here. So I really like that about it. You can really fit any size brush that you may have and fit them all on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to put the brushes on the tower. It's very simple, but I kind of want to just give you guys an idea of what fits and what doesn't. So I have a few brushes here that I've washed already, and the first one that I have here is from It Cosmetics. This one has a pretty standard handle, so it fits perfectly on here. And I can go ahead and snap that in and make sure it's not squished at the bottom. The next one I have is from their Precision line, and this is the P82. And I think I could fit this one down here with the face brushes, and you just slide it through the hoop like this, and then you go ahead and snap it up here. And as you can see, the bristles are in the hoop here. This is where it dries and where it reshapes. So the next ones I have here, I have two from Sigma and from Sedona Lace. And I also have a couple of tiny ones from Morphe. So all of these I can basically just snap on here with no problem. The small one that I have here, this one's the E35 from Morphe. This one fits perfectly in the tiny hoop that I showed you guys earlier. That one fits perfectly in there, because if I try to put it in the regular handle, it slides and it doesn't stay in place. So that's why I like that they made different sizes, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to put any small tiny brushes that you may have on here. The next ones I have are face brushes, and I do have some here from Sigma. But some of my favorite brushes are actually from like Real Techniques and It Cosmetics. It Cosmetics has a kind of funky handle, as you can see here. It's a lot wider up here, so this one's a little difficult to get through the hoop. I'm going to show you guys how I get it through. These from It Cosmetics have a really thick round bottom. This is very difficult to get through as well, since this is the part that goes in through the hoop first. So if you have a lot of Real Technique brushes, you might have a hard time getting them on here, or you may not even be able to get them on there at all. Face brushes, it's very easy. Same with this one. You just put the handle through the hoop first, and then just go ahead and pop it through. And as you can see, the bristles stay here in the hoop, and it actually rinsed some of that water out when I put it through, which is nice so that it's not completely soaked when it goes in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple more brushes. I don't know if you guys saw that, it rinsed out some of the water again. And then I have this. This is one of my favorite powder brushes. I use it all the time. This is from It Cosmetics. It's their Velvet Luxe powder brush. And this one is actually very big, but I actually am able to fit it through one of these slowly but surely. So you can fit other brands. It's just, you just have to be careful to see what works and what doesn't. Some handles are extremely too large to fit. So just keep in mind that with brushes like these that have a different handle, a little more wide here where the bristles are, the bottom part is round, especially with the Real Technique brushes, you're gonna have a hard time trying to fit these in here. Some of these may not even fit. I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning when I got this product, I was a little upset that I couldn't fit a lot of my brushes. So just keep that in mind. Look at your collection before investing in one of these to see if you're going to be able to put most of your brushes on here. So with that said, I'm going to move on to the cons. So one of my cons with this is that once it's all together like this, it is a little hard. You kind of have to tilt it to the side to really try and get these brushes in through the hoop. It does take a little while to kind of stretch these out and figure out which one fits good in which, or does that make sense? Kind of takes a little while to figure out which brush goes where best. That makes sense. Like as you can see, this one's a little tight there. It's like, you know, it does take time. I don't think it's as easy as they say it is. You really have to kind of maneuver around and see which one works best for each brush. Also, I noticed that with their new collection that they released recently, this is like their highlight and contour collection brushes. These are very wide right here where the bristles are. Very difficult to get it through the hoops here. I'm actually able to fit this one in here. I'm going to show you guys. But it is kind of, you know, you really have to play with it and see where it fits best. This one I've stretched out before, so it's a little easier now. But as you can see, it is a little hard. I'm kind of stretching the crap out of this to get it in there. So that's one of my cons. It's not as easy as you think it would be, depending on what brushes you have. I'm gonna try to stop it there. Not that that one needs much shaping, but just a thought. This is actually a Sigma brush as well, so this one not so much because it doesn't really need shaping. But for this one, as you can see, it was very hard to get in there. As for the Real Technique brushes, with this one, this is their Expert Face Brush. And this one, I just kind of snap it on by itself. You kind of have to find the right one. And I kind of just let it hang like this because this one you cannot fit through the hoops. I'm going to show you guys. This one is extremely hard to get through the hoops because it's so round at the bottom that it's just nearly impossible. I mean, you really have to like fight with it to get it in there, and I'm not going to bother with that. So that's my first con. It is, it's not as easy. You kind of have to play around with it, see what works, see what doesn't. So that takes up a little bit of time. Okay. My second con that I had about it was up here with the eye brushes. I did mention that I really do like that it has different sizes, but the problem with that is in my collection I do not have many small tiny brushes that fit in holes like this one, this tiny one right here. I don't have that many. I have this small Morphe brush right here that I recently purchased, and then I have their winged liner brush, which is the EO6. This one's very tiny as well, and it fits perfectly in this small hole right there, as you can see. So my con is, if your collection has mostly brushes with just regular size handles for the eye brushes, then you're not really going to get much use out of the tiny spaces that this provides, because these don't fit in that space. And I've tried to kind of like squeeze them in there. It's just this space right here is just too small for something like, you know, this is like their E55, or even like their pencil brush, the E30, that doesn't fit in the tiny space that's provided for the smaller brushes. So just keep that in mind. Again, that was just one of my cons, just because I personally don't have enough brushes to fill those spaces, so I'm not going to be able to use those spaces. So in reality, this won't be holding 44 brushes for me. So to demonstrate, I have a bunch of just regular sized eye brushes here, and as you can see, I have small spaces in between that I can't use. I have this one from Morphe, it's the 508, and I'm actually able to really squeeze this one in there, and it's because of the size, it's really small. As for the face brushes, I thought I would run into the same problem, but I do have a good variety that fills them up. Besides the ones that don't fit, I've been able to fit all of my other ones. And then this isn't really a huge deal, this is just something that I kind of came up with. I wish it would have had a little space up here somewhere where you could put your beauty blender. What I've been doing, I just kind of leave it up here in the center, just sit it there to let it air dry. But I think that would have been a really cool idea if they would have had like some kind of little space for it up here. But other than that, it actually works great doing it this way. So I noticed this definitely helped my brushes dry a lot faster than when I was laying them flat. When I was laying them flat, I would leave them overnight to dry, and in the morning some of them would still be wet, especially the more dense face brushes. With this, I noticed that within like 5 hours, the eye brushes are completely dry, and the face brushes take about like 6 to maybe 7 hours to fully dry. So definitely cut down the amount of time that it takes to dry for the brushes. So really love that. So overall, I really do recommend this. I think the pros outweigh the cons, definitely, for sure. I do believe that this is an investment. Only if you love your brushes, you spend a lot of money on them, you really want to take care of them, you want them to last you a long time, this is the way to go. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this retails for $49, this one that I have here. The bigger size retails for $69, so it is very high in price, so that's why I think it's an investment. And again, make sure you take a look at your collection to kind of be aware of what you have and see if this is really going to work for you. And yeah, those are my thoughts on the tower. Let me know if I forgot anything down below in the comments, and I'll make sure to reply to you. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you want to see more, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.